Hello everybody and welcome back. As you can see, I've been putting some work into the Lego City, specifically having to do with the train yard underneath the table here. So originally when I moved this train yard down here, I figured there has to be a way for these trains to make their way from the bottom here back up to the top of the Lego City. So that's what I've done over the past week or so. I've been working on this sort of hybrid helix system. So it uses a vertical incline slopes, and it also uses some turnaround points, actually 3 turnaround points and 4 vertical incline slopes. It's actually pretty big. These trains have to make a 40-inch climb to make it from the bottom here to the top of the Lego City. And a combination of all these different slopes, they have to travel 710 inches, which is about 59 feet. So they got to make quite the trek to get from the base to the top here. Stay tuned at the end of this video because we're going to be taking some more shots of these trains as they move from the bottom here to the top. So when it came to building this system, it was a lot of trial and error. It actually took me about 12 hours to construct this. So it took me longer to build the Train Helix system than it did the massive Lego tables that we sit underneath right now. So what I did is I just went to the hardware store. I bought some 8-foot sheets of plywood. I then used a skill saw to cut those into 5-inch sections. I put the 2x3s on the base of each of those 5-inch by 8-foot sections just to create the different incline slopes. Then I built some turnarounds. There's actually 3 turnarounds. There's a double stack turnaround here and a single stack turnaround over there. Those are 10-inch by 30-inch platforms, just so the train can turn around and make its way back up the other incline. A tricky thing for me was actually finding out what height to make these turnaround tables, because each incline is a different length. So what I had to do was take the total amount of inches of incline and divide the table height by that number to give me my rise per inch. And that helped me determine the number or the height of these turnaround tables. So there's a lot of mathematics and sort of blueprinting and drafting involved when it came to creating these so that the slope was consistent on all of the different inclines. But the trains as of now have no problem sort of moving up the inclines and making their way to the top of the Lego City. One thing I really had to work on was also the Lego train setup. We can see I have 2 locomotives powering the Lego trains. So at the front we have the blue cargo train, and at the back we have the red heavy haul train. I found I had to have 2 engines on here in order for it to make it up the slope. I also had to alter the slope alter the locomotives. I had to put the powering wheels at the back rather than at the front, just because most of the weight is there, and when it comes up this angle here, it actually lifted the front wheels. So with the weight on the back and the turning wheels in the back, it actually stayed on track better. Now originally when I built this system, I actually only had 2 slopes. One locomotive had no problem making it to the top, but as soon as you put some wagons or cars on there, it couldn't make it. So that's enough about this. If you have any questions about how I went about constructing this, make sure you let me know by commenting below. Well, let's get some more video of the actual trains moving around the Lego City and on the new Helix train system. So this sort of just happened. I was operating the trains on the new Helix system, trying to get some good footage for you guys, but I've discovered that operating 3 locomotives, 3 train batteries, a train remote, and also a video camera is proving to be very difficult. So this actually just reinforces the fact that I definitely need to get online and order some of those new Bluetooth receivers, because I believe with the Bluetooth receivers, they'll actually just connect to any smartphone device or any tablet or anything like that, and I'll be able to control the speed of these trains a lot easier. Just because when I'm operating a camera in one hand and a remote with 3 locomotives on the other hand, it becomes a little bit difficult, because we all know that RC trains can get going so fast that they can derail. So it was really hard to control the speed and get them at the proper speed so that they travel up this Helix system without crashing into one another or derailing. So I'm gonna get online here and I'm gonna look into ordering these new Bluetooth receivers. And once I order these Bluetooth receivers, I'm sure I'll be able to capture a lot better footage here in the Lego room of these Lego trains going around the Helix system. So stay tuned for some more great footage of trains. It's too bad that I didn't catch this crash on camera, because it was devastating. Frustrating to say the least, actually, but fortunately enough, I know there's a solution in the near future. So that's really about it for today. Just wanted to show the new Train Helix system here that brings the trains from the train yard underneath the Lego City to the top of the Lego City. Once again, if you guys have any questions about how I went about constructing this, make sure you let me know by commenting below. If you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and stay tuned for some more great stuff here on my YouTube channel. Bye for now.